tenor. Cause yes. Come good and show them.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Eternal Wealth with Jonathan, where I help you guys get in shape physically, mentally, and spiritually. If you guys been looking for a bicep workout to be able to do with resistance bands, you are in the right place, because in this video, I'm going to show you guys 4 bicep exercises that are going to really target each different head of your bicep to be able to really build and define them with just 4 exercises using resistance bands. So let's get into it.
All right, the first exercise we have in this resistance band bicep workout is going to be the wide grip curl. And the wide grip curl is one of my favorite exercises, and it's one of the more effective exercises in building the bicep. The wide grip curl is going to put an emphasis on the short head of the bicep, which is the part that really forms like that round baseball look when you flex, and it's what's going to really like make that arm pop when you contract your bicep. And that's really why I like using this exercise, to be able to just really help build that. When you're performing your wide grip curls, you want to make sure that with any curl especially, you want to really contract your bicep and make sure you're putting the focus on your bicep when you're coming up into that contraction. You see a lot of times people, they use like a lot of their arms to pull the resistance or weight up when it gets too heavy, or they start using their body or their back, and you really want to stray away from that, especially when doing curls. You want to make sure that you're using a weight, because you don't need heavy weight to really contract and work the bicep, so you shouldn't be using a weight that would be forcing you to do that anyway. But even when you're contracting them, you want to keep the reps nice and controlled, and you really want to squeeze, and you really want to make sure that your elbows are not flaring and your body is not compensating to help pull the weight up. That's what's going to put less of a focus and contraction on your bicep, and you want all that focus to be on that inner short head of the bicep when you're doing your wide curls. So nice controlled reps. Really put that mind to muscle connection to work by only using that bicep to get the weight up, so that you are properly working it and you're getting a good contraction in it. All right, our second exercise in this resistance band bicep workout is going to be our close grip curls. And close grip curls, they just change the position that your hands are in compared to the wide grip, which is going to shift the point of emphasis that the bicep tension is going to be placed on. So in the wide grip, of course, the more of the tension is going to be placed on that shorter inner head of the bicep, which is what's going to help give your biceps that bigger look, right? That big baseball look when you flex. But the close grip curl is really going to put an emphasis on that outer, longer head of the bicep, which is what helps form that bicep peak, which is going to make your biceps look longer, look taller, and look more defined. So it's important to make sure that you're hitting both the long and short head of the bicep, so you can just get an overall really good looking one. And this close grip and changing that variation is what's going to help hit those other heads of the bicep that a normal wide grip curl would not. A big form thing that I like to focus on when doing my curls as well is making sure that I really put emphasis on that eccentric portion of the bicep. I think a lot of times when we're doing our close grip curls, especially because we can do them with more weight compared to the bicep curls, that we really we flail out and we don't put enough emphasis on that eccentric portion. But when you're doing your curls, I really want you to focus on the eccentric part and coming down very controlled and not coming down too fast. It's what's going to keep the tension on your bicep, which is only going to help develop them and help work them more. So really focusing on that eccentric part is something that I really would focus on that close grip curl, to make sure that I am really emphasizing that bicep and I'm contracting, and not only contracting, keeping that tension on it to really help them form and develop. All right, the third exercise in this resistance band bicep workout is going to be the behind the back curl. And this behind the back curl is actually probably my favorite bicep exercise to perform. This variation is also very similar to if you were to do an incline dumbbell curl, in the way that your arms are positioned behind your back. So kind of like the same variation, just the resistance band version. And this variation of curls is honestly the best for activating the bicep, because you'll be able to get a really good range of motion throughout the whole bicep. And not just only will you be able to get a greater range of motion compared to a standing close grip or wide or just normal curl variation, but it will also keep the tension very strong throughout the whole movement when you're doing your curls with your arms behind your back in that position, which is going to be key if you're somebody that's looking to really build and sculpt your bicep. So adding these into your regimen, I highly recommend, because they're definitely my favorite when it comes to really building the bicep. Some key form things you want to focus on when you're doing your behind the back curls is, because your arms are going to be in this behind the back position, it can be really easy to really start swinging your elbows and to not have your arms in a fixed position. Like, you really want to focus on making sure your elbows and arms stay in that same position the whole entire movement, and that the whole range of motion and the only thing that's really moving is the bicep through that concentric and eccentric portions of the movement. You really want to focus on making sure you keep your arms and elbows fixed, and on that contraction you get a nice tight squeeze. And always remember to get a good contraction by holding for 1 to 3 seconds throughout the movement. But this behind the back curl is definitely great for just really helping to build and sculpt the entire bicep, and will really be great for just really overall bicep development. All right, and for our final resistance band bicep exercise, we have preacher curls. And preacher curls are going to really target that short inner head of the bicep, which of course is that part of the bicep that's going to form that round baseball looking part when you flex. The key reason that makes preacher curls so effective at really targeting that inner short head is because of where your arms are at while you're performing the movement. And when you're doing preacher curls, you see how your arms are away from your torso. When you have your arms rested in that position away from your torso, it puts the long head in a relaxed position. And while your long head is in this relaxed position, it's going to place more of a focused demand and tension on that short inner head to be able to pull that resistance up to you when you're performing your curl. Some key things I like to focus on when I'm performing my preacher curls is really making sure that I really contract my bicep, meaning I'm not compensating by like moving my elbows and arms too much, and like all that tension through each of the rep is placed on the bicep, and I'm only flexing the bicep to get the weight up. That's what's going to make sure that you're really targeting that inner head effectively, and that you're getting a good squeeze at the top of that. I like to squeeze for about 1 to 2 seconds just to make sure I get a nice good contraction in that. And that's what's going to really help your preacher curls be more effective, by just really focusing on that mind muscle connection and only using that bicep and really getting a good squeeze. That's going to really help you guys, and it's what's going to really help form that short inner head of the bicep.
All right, guys, that's going to be the end of this resistance band tricep workout. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Definitely be sure to leave a like and comment on maybe what your favorite exercises were, or just how you enjoyed the workout, or just other workout suggestions that you guys may be looking for, as I'm always uploading new content to help you guys get in shape physically, mentally, and spiritually. So definitely be sure to like and comment and subscribe as well, and hit the bell notification so you're the first ones to see these videos when they come out. To end, I want to give you guys this verse.
And this is 1 Thessalonians 5:18, which says, "Rejoice always, pray without ceasing, and everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you."
All right, I want to highlight that verse because I think it's important just that we really come to God in thankfulness. I know a lot of times when we go in prayer, or we're seeking after God, or coming to God with things, we're always asking, and we're never really just taking the time to really thank God for what He's already given us in our life. I think it's important because He's given us so much more than what we ever deserve, and everything that we need God has probably already given that to us. I think it's important that we just take time throughout our day, just sit back, whether it be big or small, to just thank God for what He's done in our life, because it is important, and thankfulness is just something that you want to always carry in your life, because no matter what you're going through, there is always something to be thankful for. So I just wanted to highlight that. And again, I want to thank you guys for tuning into this video, and I'll see you in the next one.